So today we're going to be talking about silver. And actually, I'll probably foray a little bit into gold and Bitcoin as well, but really want to focus on silver. Now, the reason I'm doing this video is over the last roughly week, this is the most asked about stock, asset class, tradable item, whatever you want to call it, okay? I have been absolutely bombarded, basically going back to, it really started on the 29th, December 29th, where all of a sudden I just started getting questions literally all day long, which I'd love to help. Listen, love what I do at Stocks to Trade, love helping traders understand markets, learn how to trade markets, learn how to recognize chart patterns. Again, I love what I do. But on the 29th, I'm just like, what is going on? Where are all these questions? And it's continued to come. And I want to comment on this. Now, first off, my opinion, actually on one of the Sunday night live streams, I think it was 2 weeks ago, would have been after the 29th, I said this, and I'm going to summarize it real quickly because I want to talk about not the trade thesis. I want to talk about psychology. So you can go back and you watch that YouTube live from 2 weeks ago, and it was the same thing. I was like, why is everybody asking about this? I'm like, I am long-term bullish silver, long-term bullish gold, and long-term bullish Bitcoin. Now, for me, they're all kind of the same trade thesis and same idea. Now, I don't own any substantial silver or gold. I do have a considerable amount of Bitcoin, and they're all kind of the same idea to me. And the idea behind it is we've seen the value of the dollar continue to get destroyed based on the policies from the government and the Federal Reserve. There's just no reason to think that the dollar will not continue to be worth less. I wish it wasn't that way, okay? But hey, I can't control it. I can't control the money printer and all of these things that the government does on our behalf. So the thesis is that people are piling into precious metals. And again, I think of Bitcoin as digital gold. People pile into Bitcoin because they don't want to be in dollars. They don't want to be in cash, because if you're sitting there with US dollars in cash doing nothing, well, every day they're worth a little less. Now, it's not like massive amounts every day, but look at the trend of the value of the US dollar back to the establishment of the Federal Reserve. It is it looks like a post, OTC penny stock pump and dump. It's just nonstop down for basically 100 years. So it is a flight to safety type play to go into silver, gold, and Bitcoin. Now, my Bitcoin, I don't plan on ever selling. I expect to pass it down to my children. Okay, I'm a hodler, never selling that Bitcoin. And I think a lot of people are approaching gold and silver the same way. That's why you've seen the value continue to go up. Now, this is what I want to talk about today. And going back to the fact that I just got inundated with questions, back to the 29th. That was basically the first red day after silver had been trending up for about 6 months. Basically broke out in June and had been going straight up. You can see that chart. And this is what I want to talk about. Too many people confuse investing a long-term bull thesis with trading, okay? There's this famous quote by Warren Buffett. Obviously, Warren Buffett is known for buying stuff and holding it for decades. He doesn't even look at the values. Obviously, Warren's retired now, but he doesn't even look at the day-to-day. And he has a quote that says, you've seen the video. I'm sure many of you have. He's like, don't day trade. A lot of people think that means he's against short-term trading. It isn't. What he is saying in that quote, if you watch the full thing, is if you believe in an asset value or the value, the appreciation of an asset, whether that be a stock, a precious metal, or a cryptocurrency, you should not be trading short term, like intraday movements in that stock. You should buy it and hold it. So what I have seen with silver is so many people have seen the upward momentum, hear about it every day. I mean, you can go to the media and silver, gold, every single day. And then they take that long-term thesis and want to day trade it. And then what happens is the other day when there's a 4 or 5% red day, everyone panics and they sell. And then here we are back within basically pennies of a new breakout. So what I'm getting at, and the lesson I want you to learn, is listen to Warren Buffett before you listen to me. If you have a long-term thesis in an equity, a metal, a crypto, whatever it is, a currency, okay, don't focus on intraday movements, because what you will do is you will always be panic buying. You'll see a big upside move. You'll panic buy because you don't want to miss the next leg higher. And then much like the other day, when it pulls back single-digit %, you'll panic sell. And you will be stuck in this cycle of just chasing, panic selling, and getting frustrated. And then you'll sit there and you'll say, but what about the long-term thesis? Now, the reason I brought up Bitcoin is, like I said, I don't have any substantial holdings in gold or silver. Do in Bitcoin. Like, look at, for an analogy, look at Bitcoin over the last month or so. I'm sure a lot of you guys follow these accounts on X like I do, and every day you will see $10 billion in levered longs liquidated on a single-digit % pullback. And then, like a few hours later, you'll see 100 billion in leveraged shorts liquidated because it spikes single-digit % again. What that is exactly the same idea as what is happening with silver and all of this emotional trading. Is people are trying to day trade something that should not be day traded. Okay, like Bitcoin. Again, if you're trying to time intraday moves when you have all of these clowns levered 100x, that's why you see these forced liquidations. They're trading on ridiculous amounts of leverage on these offshore accounts. They're way too deep. So any small imperceptible pullback liquidates the levered longs, and any small imperceptible spike liquidates the levered shorts. And we're seeing the same thing with silver right now. People are constantly panicking in and panicking out. Now, you might say, did you say that right, Tim? Panic buying? Yes. I guarantee a lot of you have either done it or know someone where you cannot wait for pullbacks. You have to buy breakouts. Like you're constantly chasing the upside because you're unwilling to be patient and wait for pullbacks. You have to disconnect the day trader mindset from the long-term investor mindset. And I think that is one of the biggest struggles people have when they first come to day trading, is they're constantly thinking like Warren Buffett, and they're trying to time intraday movements. It does not work. Now, we're trading the same stocks. We're trading the same ETFs. We might be trading the same cryptos, but it is a completely different mindset and a completely different approach. When you're day trading, all you're doing, the simplest way, now we use indicators, etc. But when you're day trading, you're trading chart patterns. It's patterns that have repeated, that we know when they follow these patterns, there's an extremely high likelihood if it breaks this level, it's going to spike to this level, and we can buy here, sell here, collect a premium, and move on. Vice versa, if the trade doesn't work. If we buy at a key level, it falls back to another key level, we stop out. You can't get too in-depth with the trade thesis. Now, of course, we like stocks with catalysts. We want people to be excited about them. But you can't fall in love with the news as a day trader. We just want news, something. Like this week, maybe they're presenting at CES. Their robot that they're presenting at CES might not be out for 3 years, but we know short term, when especially low price, low float stocks, they'll have short term price movements. So we're not going to buy and then hold some low priced robotics play for the anticipation that maybe they actually get their robot out the door 3 years from now. We trade the intraday price movements based on chart patterns, particularly price volume, and usually we sprinkle in a bit of VWAP. Now, if you believe in robotics long term, here you go. Buy some Tesla and forget about it, okay? Like, if there's going to be any clear winner in robotics in the long term, do you think it's going to be somebody other than Elon Musk? So I know I'm drawing a lot of analogies here, but what I'm trying to drive home is if you believe in the devaluation of the dollar long term, which I do, which is why I am hodling my Bitcoin till the day I die, or gold or silver, which is basically the same trade thesis. Now, a lot of people will mock Bitcoin, etc., but hey, it's my money. I'll do it what I want with it. If you prefer to hold a physical metal, I'm not going to, hey, you're smart. Look at the charts of gold and silver. But don't try and time intraday movements. And if you're looking to add to your position, like here's the crazy thing. If you're trading silver the smart way, back on the 29th, you would have been like, woohoo, I finally got a pullback. I'm going to add some more. Instead of panic selling and then going to Twitter and going to chat rooms and listen, I like helping people, but like I got just emails and DMs through the roof. I'm like, what's going on with silver? I thought it was at 0 or something. I'm like, what is going on? I bring up the chart. It's like down 5%. So don't mix up the investment and the day trader mindset. Now, back to robotics. Okay, CES is going on right this week. I think we're going to have a lot of these robotics plays pop off on hype. Day trade them. Now, as I mentioned a few minutes ago, if you believe in robotics revolutionizing the world, which is probably going to happen, we're all going to be replaced, then buy some Tesla and forget about it. And then pray you get dips in Tesla to add to a position. So, sorry to get so ranty, but I really, really, truly believe, like I think sometimes when I talk about this stuff, people are like, oh, Tim's so jaded. He's so bitter. He's like, no, it's just when we day trade, it's chart patterns. We don't believe in the hype. It's just we're trading short-term price movements. Like who cares what the company does today or what it does tomorrow? I want to buy it at 9:45 a.m. and sell it at 10:45 a.m. And if who cares what tomorrow brings or the next day? Now my Bitcoin's a different story, or your Tesla, or your Nvidia, or your Palantir. So quit trying to time long-term investments intraday. And then same thing, vice versa. Don't believe in penny stocks, okay? None of them are going to succeed long-term. Day trade them because nothing moves like penny stocks. You're never going to see any real company move 100, 200, 300% intraday. But if you know what dip and rips are and RCTs and VWAP holds and weak open red to greens and all these other patterns that we use that we've proven through time work, that's what you do intraday. All right, my friends, quit wetting the bed on silver. If you believe it in long term, wait for dips, buy more, but don't day trade it. There's penny stocks out there. Like that's what penny stocks are built for, is to day trade, not long-term hold. And the same thing with silver, Bitcoin, gold, or Tesla. These things are meant to be long-term investments. All right. Sorry if I seemed a little angry. I'm here to help. I want to help you, but this emotional stuff, it'll get you in trouble. Like the reason I get so ranty about this is I just see people making constant emotional, rushed decisions day in and day out. And because of that, they lose money, they struggle, and then they ultimately probably give up. Where if I can get them to disconnect their emotions, believe a trade thesis, if it's a long-term trade, counter that trade thesis with a chart pattern for a short-term trade and emotionally detach yourself. Now, you're never going to be a robot, okay? But the more you can lower that temperature, the better you will make decisions. And last Warren Buffett quote I will give you, and it's one of my favorite. He says the stock market, or any market, is a mechanism to take money from the impatient and give it to the patient. And that's all that was a week ago on silver. All those sellers that panic bought on that parabolic candle the day before, panic sold the next day, and the patient traders took all those trades and banked them, and look at where it is today. So, all right, my friends, get the emotions out. Have a great week. We'll see you next time.